Today's podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Smart Deploy, modern endpoint solutions for the new hybrid workplace. Check them out at smartdeploy.com/FRD or find links in the description. And Paul.
Yep.
There.
What's that?
I don't know. I hope people think that we have a robust script every day, and there's a teleprompter with scrolling text about what we're going to read, and that we have communicated all the topics.
Yeah, it's not that kind of podcast. No. It would be how tedious would it be to try to do that every day?
We did it for we
did briefly have notes. That's true.
2 months, and then we're like, eh.
Either one of us can easily see what's on the site, or whatever. I mean, we have, whatever pet topic that occurs. I'm still in the midst of this PlayStation news, right, which I'm trying to write and make sense of. And God, Sony's financial reporting is unbelievable. But anyway, I guess the PlayStation's doing pretty good.
Yeah, outselling the PS4. I believe, shooting from the hip, again, as a career has been dictated, that the disc version of the PlayStation 5, Sony said, is now selling at an official profit. So
yeah,
that's a big deal.
I'm still trying to figure that out. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And, this is a business that Microsoft has never been profitable in, right? And Sony's just so good at it. You can see why they want to go to the cloud, Microsoft, that is. Mm-hmm. Still trying to find this detail about the PlayStation being profitable, though. I don't know why I can't find this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was PS5 profitable. Anyways, so that is that's some big news.
Yeah.
They also ordered a whole bunch too, by the way, that they're that I believe by their fiscal year 2022, I believe, if I remember correctly, that they will surpass the number of orders for PlayStation 4, which long way of saying that the PlayStation 5 is currently outselling the PlayStation 4, which isn't all that surprising, I guess. I mean, you look at what happened the past year, there was and honestly what's still going on, a lot of pent-up demand just for home entertainment, and gaming consoles are a great way to do that.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that explains it. But still, it's still amazing because of the component shortage. That's the thing that doesn't make sense. We can't make enough of these. Oh, by the way, we've sold more of these than we've ever sold.
Yeah.
It's a strange thing, and it's impossible not to think what blowout would this look like if they could have made enough of these things,
Yeah. And not to be forgotten, Microsoft said the same thing for their month of June, although they won't share actual console unit numbers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's some percentage, obviously. Whatever. But, Microsoft right now is a much more diversified gaming business than Sony does. Although, who knows, maybe that changes over time. So,
yeah. There's also, if you use Waze and you want to keep the gaming theme alive, you can now put Master Chief on your Waze, if that's what you want.
I thought that was cute. I'm the only bad news there is it's temporary, right? I mean, if you're excited by this and want to use it and want to have Master Chief directing you around the world, that sounds fun, but it's going to go away. And why would you take this away?
I don't know. What I am curious, though, is you remember it was about this time roughly last year we started seeing all that Halo Infinite stuff hitting shelves, like Doritos and Nerf stuff. I'm wondering if any of that's going to come back now that the game's actually legal.
Just dust it up and put it on the shelf. Yep. Yeah.
So
the Halo Infinity themed Mountain Dew and whatnot.
Yeah, one of the other things too that we didn't talk about is I don't want to say blindsided because that would be the incorrect way because Google's done this several times now, but the Pixel 6.
Yeah, so I just realized you're on the wrong speakers. Let me put you in my head.
Not.
I know, I'm sorry. And I have this thing sitting on my desktop, and I'm probably going to write about this. Sorry, I'm having a trouble this morning putting words together. The Pixel 6 is super interesting to me. I mean, I'm a Google/Pixel fan or whatever. So, okay, fine. I have been burned by Pixels so many times. It's embarrassing. And even the phone I'm using right now, as recently as yesterday, I replaced the screen less than a month after I got it, as you may recall. So that was under warranty, fun. Here we are, 9 months later, and I'm at the gym. Actually, I was at the gym. I bring up OneNote. We talked about this, how I use it at the gym, and it crashed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I ran it again, and it crashed. I'm like, okay. And then I ran it again, and this time it put up an error message, and it's something about something's wrong with the storage. And I'm like, oh man, here we go.
Fantastic.
So I had it up long enough to take a shot of the part of the screen I needed to see for the numbers for the weights I was going to do yesterday. So I got through that, forgot about it, and then last night after dinner I went upstairs, lay down on the bed with the computer and my phone and everything, and I'm doing my little daily checkup on social media and some feeds and stuff, and Instagram crashes when I run it, and I'm like, holy crap, like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
And it crashes and crashes, and I'm like, oh boy. So I uninstalled OneNote, reinstalled it, comes up with the first screen, this is what the app does, crashes. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I rebooted the phone, and then it was fine. And so now I'm going to take this thing to Mexico and worry about this. This is unbelievable. So that's Pixel. And naturally, I'm super excited for Pixel 6, except I really am. Like, I really am. And the thing there's so many things that's weird about this. I'll just throw out a couple of obvious ones. Google has been talking about and getting press for this time we're serious about taking on the iPhone for years.
Yep.
It happened with the Nexus 1, happened with the Nexus 5, happened with the Nexus 6P and 5X. It happened with the first Pixel. Now it's happening again. And people are just letting them tell this story like, no, I know we did stuff before. This time we bought HTC. We are, or that part of HTC, we're super serious about competing with the. Okay. This time we have our AI. We're super serious. This is it. And it's like, guys, get over yourselves. The fact that any blogger, news organization would even give them the time of day for this story is astonishing to me. But the other thing that's interesting is they gave up last year. They went with a 4A, which is super low end, a 4A 5G, and a 5, which were both super. Well, we'll call them mid tier, whatever. They're slow, is what they are. Middling, same camera system from before. Good shots for what they are, but they don't have all the lenses, blah, 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 whatever. And you're like, okay, well, maybe they're doing this. I don't know, maybe this is a new approach for them. You know what that reminds me of, by the way, and this will be in the article? Microsoft did this. Remember they had the affordable flagship?
Mm-hmm.
They bought Nokia, the phone part of Nokia. Everyone working on new phones stopped working on new phones the second that happened, and Microsoft had no new stuff to sell after they acquired the company. And so they didn't have any flagships for a while. They just did like the 720/25, the 830, which was, I think, the affordable flagship. And these were, kind of middling phones. And by the way, off the cliff it went. That's what Google did this past year. So what are they doing next year? This year, I guess. Pixel 6. Thing's going to be over $1,000 for the Pro version. They've just like yo-yoed back.
Mm-hmm.
I find this business to be bizarre, and I also find myself in its orbit, unable to escape. Like, because I really do like the clean Google thing. I really like the camera quality. Now they're finally going to have all 3 lenses, 4x optical zoom, for telephoto plus ultra wide plus. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I am excited for it, and I am literally an idiot because this kind of hope springs eternal thing, I think we all fall for this, You get people in the Microsoft space, maybe they're going to get back in the phone business. You never know. We could have a comeback in mobile. No, we know it's not happening, but it's hard to escape from this line of thinking when you, I guess, I don't know, are a fan of whatever platform, and I don't harbor any illusions about how successful Google will ever be in phones, but I would like it to be successful enough that they continue, and I'm glad to see they're kind of back on track, maybe. But then I'm going to get one, and the thing's going to be broken in a month.
Everybody see that up there? Just popped above Paul's head. It said it was a Y.
I saw something flash, yeah.
It was your notification. So every, 8:57, almost on the dot every day, I message Paul, I was like, are you ready? And he always responds with a Y. And that notification.
Not Y, W-H-Y. Y
yeah.
for yes.
No, that'd be too much work.
We try to keep it brief.
Yes, and it just popped.
Well, I told you yesterday we had a call yesterday, and you had messaged me to say I'll be a minute or something, and I never saw that. And then you just called, and I answered it, and we talked, and then halfway through the call, I got a pop up right in the middle of the screen, which was that message you had written, 14 minutes earlier or whatever it was, and I'm like, man, this system is. It delivered the message. I don't know what I'm complaining about. Do I need it to be timely? Yeah, actually. But welcome to Teams.
Well, if you need to deliver timely updates and easier manage your hardware, make sure to listen to this message from our friends over at Smart Deploy. The modern workplace requires modern IT tools. When legacy solutions like Ghost, MDT, and Acronis Snap Deployed no longer fit the bill, try Smart Deploy's modern endpoint management solutions. Head on over to smartdeploy.com/FRD to get started with your free exclusive software worth over $570. Anyways, I enjoy the fact that you're going to buy a Pixel 6. I don't know who tweeted this. This was it was after the iPhone 12 orders went live, but before the phones had arrived. And somebody was upgrading from an 11 to a 12, and they said, I'm now in that utopia range where I think this phone is going to improve my life a lot more than it actually is going to.
Yep.
And
that change everything.
Yep.
And then you configure it, and you're like, oh, it's just like the last one I had.
Yeah.
You know, except now once every 3 months when I need telephoto, I have it.
Yeah.
No, I'm very familiar with this. I think I wrote a long time ago in the premium newsletter. I think I wrote something about this. I talked about this one Christmas after I had found out about Santa Claus and was now helping my parents assemble gifts and things.
If you have kids, Jesus.
Yeah. And you don't listen to this.
There's going to be some 8-year-old who listens to our podcast, and it'll be just shattering.
Sorry. I for some number of months would sneak into my parents' room and go into their closet and pull out the presents I was going to get later. And I was so excited to get this thing, and it was so stupid what it is. It's just embarrassing how stupid it was. And then the day came when I finally got it officially, and I was like, eh.
Was it a My Little Pony starter set?
No. So this actually happened with two different things. The first one was a $6 Million Man action set, and it was a $6 Million Man. The doll was like this thing that was like a foot tall, and you could look through the back of his head, and it would telescope a little bit, and he had like a fake engine block he could lift with his bionic arm, you know. Mm-hmm. And this was like an inflatable half dome thing over a set that had like all computers, and it was pointless. It was really pointless. But the other one was whenever Star Wars came out, they had those little action figures that were really small, which I was really into. And I got the first set. You had to send away for it in the mail, and it had like a cardboard back. But I got like a TIE fighter, you know. So the ball part of the TIE fighter was probably like this big, and you know, the giant wings and everything, and little top open. You could put the little stormtrooper guy inside there. And you know, in 1977, well, this might have been 78. I was 12 years old, right? I was too old to play with toys in a way, but I love Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these, I don't remember what year the $6 Million Man thing happened. It would have been a few years earlier, but I was kind of on the cusp of this being too childish for me. And it was like by the time I got it, I was like, I don't remember ever playing with it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you would have kept it in its original packaging, you probably could have retired.
Yeah. Thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah. I could retire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I should have. The thing was, it was pristine. I never needed to play with it. Oh, well.
Well, if you want to play with Windows 365, you're out of luck because apparently Microsoft has run out of tickets for the 365 parade, and nobody's allowed to sign up.
So, by the way, regarding that, I had a thought on the first day that maybe they overcommitted because the performance was really bad. And like just the act, I finally remembered the term yesterday, spinning up, the VM that I was created for my account took a long time. And by a long time, I mean like 30 minutes or more, maybe 40 minutes. And it wouldn't take you that much time to do this locally. And you would think with all their computing resources on the back end there, like, why would this take so long? Plus, they're probably just these are template based. They're just, spitting them out. But I thought about that. But, I've used it since then on the computer. I wrote a short thing yesterday. I did, by the way, do if you didn't see it, the Chromebook, iPad, Mac thing yesterday, which was tedious, but whatever. And honestly, the performance is much better. And I'm still using that cheapest one you can get, and it's actually pretty good. I guess it was because they kicked people out of it, or they stopped adding people, or whatever it was. But it seems to have settled down, is my point. Like it seems to be working well.
Well, that is good.
Yeah.
That is good, Paul Thurrott. And if you need a flexible, I almost screwed that up, a flexible IT solution for the modern workplace, make sure to check out smartdeploy.com/FRD for your free offer worth up to $570. And we'll be right back here later this week, actually.
Right.
You're on a plane.
Tomorrow. Yeah.